When we announced that we were going to be traveling after I quit my reporting job, we had no idea that any of that would happen. I'm scared. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't normally do this. This is a whole new side to our relationship. This is good for us.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me.
Morning, guys, from a winter wonderland. I was just saying we haven't really been getting a lot of snow here in Ohio, and then we woke up with a nice little dusting, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm very nervous about driving to burn boot camp right now. Zach's service is where I need it. He came outside to scrape the car for me.
All clear, I did it.
All right, good morning for real. I just did a burn boot camp workout, and oh, that's too awkward. Okay, I just let that woman get out of her car because it is so awkward when people see me vlogging, especially like she goes to the same gym as me. I wonder, it's so weird because if I post like a selfie to Instagram, totally normal, but if someone watches me take that selfie, humiliating. But I just got in a great workout. I was thinking my wedding is now in less than 4 months, about 3-ish. Oh my goodness, by the time this video is going up. So it'd be like a fun little challenge to just work out as much as possible, eat healthy, do all the things before the wedding. Like, I don't have a legit goal in mind. It's not like I'm like, I want to lose weight or lose X amount of pounds. It's more just like, I think it's so fun when you have like an event, like when you're doing all this leading up to an event. I don't know, that's just like my personality. Like, it gives me so much motivation. But that workout was a good one. And then today is unfortunately, I think, just like a huge editing behind the scenes day for me because I feel like I just have like a million different things, but honestly, a good day for it because it's still super just like crappy. March in Ohio, we are so close. We are nearing the finish line, and yet every single time it's just like brutal. Like, they give us a few good days to remind us the end is near, but it's just not yet, and that's upsetting. It's official. I'm back on my chocolate oatmeal grind. I just ate every bite. Like, that was life-changing. I have to say, guys, if any of you eat chocolate oatmeal, I have gotten a couple of messages from people saying like, Clancy, it was so bitter, what the heck? You really have to get your sweetener in place. Like, you have to have, if you want it to be banana like me, like you have to have enough banana. If it's honey, you have to have enough honey. Like, that's what really makes it not so bitter. And lately, you guys know I have been doing protein smoothies, but I don't have my NutriBullet here, which I am just so excited to finally have all of my things in one place. Like, obviously I have some things in a storage unit, some things in New York, some things in Ohio. Like, I'm so excited. And also to finally have a wardrobe again. Guys, I know this is ridiculous. I wear this shirt every vlog. I currently have, I think, 5 or 6 sweaters, and that's it. I know this looks so weird, like this is essentially is like my uniform, but you know what? Like, I know that might be weird when you tune into my vlogs and I'm wearing the same thing, but when you tune into SpongeBob, SpongeBob always wears the same outfit, you know, like Plankton, he's always wearing the same thing. So maybe it's comforting for you guys. Like, you tune in and you know I'm gonna be wearing one of 5 sweaters, but I can feel it. We've been looking at houses and we're gonna find something. I'm really excited. And actually, Zach is over here. We had to get our credit scores checked, which I've never gotten my credit score officially checked before, but when we put in that offer on the house, they had to check it. Zach's confidence has really increased a couple of pegs.
I would say we both have very solid credit scores. One is particularly better than the other, though. And I'm looking at Clancy's as we speak, and hers is a 788. Which is very high. The numbers say she's in the 74th percentile. So she like pays her bills pretty good. My score was an 811. I am in the 96th percentile.
Oh, you're just, even when he's buying the shoes, guys, like, he's paying things off. Like, it's fine, right?
Yeah, because I'm buying shoes on a loan.
He's that desperate.
Yeah, I don't think that contributes to the 811, sweetie.
And when Zach and I are at his parents', we really have to separate ourselves. Like, we can't work totally together. So he takes over the kitchen island, and then I take over this cute little dining space. You've actually been going to the office more than usual, which has been very upsetting for my life. I like us to be together forever.
No, we've spent a lot of time together over the past few months when we were traveling, working in our apartments.
And then being apart, it's just been like a bummer.
We've just been depressed.
What are your current thoughts on the home search? Like, What's been your level of stress? Zach, and you know what? This is a whole new side to our relationship. This is good for us. Zach's never been stressed in our relationship. You might be a little, like, you know, obviously everyone gets stressed from time to time, but like a hallmark of Zach's life is that he's never like really dealt with, I mean, let's face it, I'm a ball of stress. You're normally not. Last night though, going to bed, like you are the one who is stressed.
No, I mean, I think I'm stressed about multiple things in my life, in my
Yeah.
current state, and the house is one of them.
It's just kind of like adding on.
It is. I've never I've been anxious. I've dealt with some anxiety. Like most people, just in normal
Well, I was
situations,
about to
I
say-
wouldn't say like I'm not someone that lives with anxiety.
You use the puke every day. I forgot
Yeah, in
about
high
that.
school, no, I had some problems. I think a lot of people go through things in high school. So I'm not unique in that fact. But no, I've certainly been feeling like my stomach's kind of hurt again lately, just anxious about a few different things. So it would be nice if we can get a few different things resolved. The home can be one of them.
I know.
So.
I'm excited. And like when we missed out on our dream home at first, I was like, there's no other homes out there. Like this is the one. But do you
Calling it our dream.
Okay, I know Zach hates it, like, but I don't know what else to call it. I mean, but
The first house we lost on ever. That's what it is. It's not just the dream home.
okay, it's not the dream home. It's not. Zach, I truly think it's not. It was not meant to be, and I said that to myself. Like I knew it, but I'm feeling so hopeful. Like I'm feeling more hopeful that we're going to find something and we're going to live in something that is where we're meant to be.
I think we will too. It's not the only house out there, so I'm pretty confident we can adjust after our taking the L and find something new. It was funny. I was looking at the comments. I don't know if you said I was like trying to get a deal, and that's why we lost the house. But people are like, I hope Zach knows you can't get deals nowadays. And it's just like, well, the house had been sitting for 130 days. I wasn't just going to pay full price, so.
No. I don't think that's not why we lost the house. I said in the video that I think it's going to disturb you when buying a home if we don't get a deal. Like you're searching for deals, but that's not why we lost the house or anything. Like absolutely not. I think we both realized a lot of shadiness. I talked about it already.
Yeah.
A lot of shadiness went down. I'm still angry at that person.
Yeah, no, I mean we got played by a real estate agent, but I think a lot of people probably have a similar experience too. I'm sure most. If you're a real estate agent out there, I'm not saying you're all shady. We just got a situation where we felt like some things were said and happened that we didn't like how it went down. But yeah, no, I mean I'm not searching for a free house or anything, but I'm certainly not. The market is not what it was even a year ago. So no, we don't need to pay over asking price for anything.
No, I
right
mean
now,
homes are staying.
so.
A year ago, homes were flying off the market.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not asking for a half price, buy one get one free option here, but I wasn't gonna walk in and just pay.
You didn't think the quote unquote dream home. I know it's not the dream home. Whatever, the first home. You didn't think it was worth what they were asking, and you know what? I'm really glad we didn't pay that.
Thrilled we didn't pay that because I didn't want to pay that. Hence why we didn't offer that.
If you really want to practice your faith, just use the Dyson Airwrap. This happens every single time, but guys, trust the process. Trust it. It's going to look good. I have come to the conclusion that I am most definitely in my flop era. And if you guys have never heard of that before, I mean, I'm sure you have. It's like on TikTok. I've heard it on YouTube before. It basically just means you are kind of like in a downswing, or at least you're at the bottom and there's really only room to go up, which honestly happens. Like sometimes you're in a season of growth, a season of like motivation and just different things where right now, I mean, I don't have a home. I am bouncing back and forth between Zach's parents and my parents. Life has just felt so disorganized. I mean, one thing that I find so much happiness in having my own space. I will never forget when I first moved into my apartment in Dayton after living with 7 other girls, 7 and then 8 girls one other year in college. Like that was our townhome. I thought I was going to cry of happiness. Like I distinctly remember calling my brother that night and just being like, I have never felt so at peace. And just by the end of college, by the way, everyone I lived with was wonderful, respectful, amazing people. But I was so sick of just the constant like noise, and I tended to go to bed earlier than other people. I had an internship I had to wake up very early to go to because I interned in the city. So it was like a 2-hour commute each way. And by by the end was craving my own space. I didn't know how I'd like it. Obviously living by yourself as a female, at least for me, like I was like, am I gonna be scared? Especially like my first Dayton apartment was so not secure. I mean, I've showed it before. It was just a walk-up style and not the best neighborhood in Dayton, which I didn't know because I had never lived there before. But I loved it and I just thrived. I thrived decorating my own apartment, having my own space. I made my bedroom just a pink room, which it's so funny looking back on. It reminds me of like a child's room, but it made me so happy. And like, I just got to do my own thing. And then obviously when Zach and I moved in together, oh my gosh, I was so happy just like have our own space, and it was amazing. And right now we are in a period where we are so blessed on the one hand where we're getting to spend all this time with our families. Like, oh my gosh, we're so lucky. Like, I genuinely feel so lucky. Like, this was such a blessing in disguise, but it has come to the time where like I am craving my own space. It's harder to do YouTube at my parents' house and Zach's parents' house just because obviously I have to be respectful of other people. Everyone is so respectful. Like, no one would ever be like, Clancy, stop filming, ever. But I'm just naturally going to be a little more respectful, right? Like, it's not my space. Like, I especially a lot of times when I'm filming, like I totally rearrange like a bunch of things. Like, I can't explain it just because of lighting or different things like that, where I don't necessarily do that at my parents' house or Zach's parents' house. It's just, it's been a little bit more difficult, and I just feel like I am so unbelievably ready, but I also don't want to just jump into something just for the heck of it. And I just know, because I'm someone who thrives in her own space, like right now I'm not thriving as much as I maybe would, but just being back with Zach, and honestly the times we've been apart when I was in New York, like solidifies more than anything how happy I am in this relationship to be with Zach. Like, we've definitely, obviously you guys know we've been open about his health struggles. Like, we've been honest about that. We are going through a hard time. It is what it is. Like, it's extremely difficult, more so obviously for Zach, but being his fiance, seeing him in pain and all of that, like it absolutely sucks. And when we announced that we were going to be traveling however many months ago after I quit my reporting job, we had no idea that any of that would happen. And that did change a lot of things. I mean, we stopped traveling, and then we said we were going to move to St. Petersburg. And my biggest advice for you guys, ignore everyone else's opinions. Because obviously for me, this is on a larger scale. I have a bunch of people commenting on each and every one of my videos telling me where I should live, which I'm not offended because it's honestly kind of funny. Like, do you really think I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, user 67492 said I should live in Florida, so let's pack our bags? Like, no, obviously I'm not. But that's on a larger scale. However, you might be in a position where maybe your parents or a friend is telling you you should live somewhere and it just doesn't feel right, and you will know. It's a feeling. Like, I truly do think you have to trust your gut, which I always joke that like my gut doesn't work because I don't know, I just feel like I sometimes make like stupid decisions. But man, oh man, did my gut like kind of just kick into high gear with this whole Cincinnati move, where obviously you guys know we now want to find a home in Cincinnati, and we have been looking at many homes all throughout Cincinnati's a big area. You could be close to Dayton, you could be in Kentucky. We're not ruling anything out. So I listened to my gut and I'm happy, and you guys might be in a similar situation. And I can tell you, like, when it comes to where you live, it has to be you. Like, you have to be the one to make these decisions. And although I'm telling you guys like, hey, I'm in my flop era, I've been in my flop era like seriously since January of this year. Like, I can remember filming some of those vlogs like in my mom's bedroom, just being like, I don't even know what to do right now. Like, Zach is in Ohio, I'm here in New York, it's 2 degrees outside. Like, I just was not feeling it. But here's the thing, like, I'm making moves to not be in my flop era. Like, I feel like I would feel very upset and stuck and scared and not good if I was just like, well, this is the situation and this is how it's gonna be for a long time. But no, we are taking steps and we are getting out of this flop era. And I'm just so excited to like resume a normal life. I haven't lived a normal life in so many months since before we started traveling, because while I was able to, you know, create some normalcy when I was traveling, I went to the gym, I went grocery shopping, all of that, it wasn't normal. You know, it wasn't my home, it wasn't my decor, it wasn't my bed, little things like that. My friends, like, I didn't know anyone in those cities. It was so fun meeting new people. Like, truly, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, Zach and I, that's the thing, like, we both agree that was the coolest experience we ever could have done. Like, we are so grateful. But we are craving a little bit of normalcy. And we can still travel, right? Like, just because we're not nomads doesn't mean we can't travel. And that's why we are trying to buy a house that isn't necessarily at the top of our budget. Like, we'd love to save room in our budget for traveling, also to furnish it nicely. Like, we don't want to buy a house and then be like, oh my gosh, well, we have to skimp on furniture because the furniture is so important. And I just have to be patient that when everything is meant to work out, like, it's going to work out. And that's all there is to it. Not to mention the house we buy, I feel like I put a lot of pressure on this. It doesn't have to be our forever home. It could be our 5, 6, 7 year home, 8 year, like, and then we move. Like, it doesn't have to be the forever grand picture, you know? And let's face it, if there's one thing I've realized is that we can truly be happy anywhere. And I realized that a long time ago. I mean, moving from New York to Dayton, Ohio, like, that felt very scary, and I was happy as a clam, you know? I didn't need anything crazy. I did crave going to Cincinnati because it was a bigger city that had, like, more restaurants, more things to do, but I was so happy in Dayton. Like, you truly can be happy anywhere. And I know this whole housing situation has taken up literally all of my content lately, which someone commented saying, like, this is ridiculous, like, da da da. Here's the thing though. I literally just put out my life. When I was a reporter, I put that out. When I'm searching for a house, that's what I put out. When I was traveling, obviously that was the content. Like, I'm never trying to, like, craft a life, like, or pretend, I don't know, I'm never putting on an act. So because I'm searching for a home, because that's literally, like, the only thing on my mind, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that a lot. And if you don't like it, you're more than welcome to not watch that content. This is the season of life I am in right now. And I'm very hopeful that we are going to be jumping to a new season soon. And I will be getting out of my flop era. Oh, Zach, lunch is served. Here you go, my king.
Wow, this looks like it's fit for a king.
It's 2 pitas with hummus on them, chicken, spinach. I mean, I think you're supposed to close them, but yeah. I might have burnt it a little. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was going to crack or not. And the crazy thing is I have not yet tried the Ithaca hummus, which, I mean, I just did because I was taking a little bite myself. It's so freaking good. I've seen so many people talk about it. And this is actually for a sponsorship for my next video, so this isn't sponsored. It's this company called Hungry Root. It's a meal delivery service company, but oh my gosh, I'm excited to show you guys. I'm not going to talk too much about it yet because I am going to have a discount code for you, but it's just so cool. You take a quiz. This is literally like my exact type of lunch, and I have a whole bunch of other lunches I'm going to be making throughout the week, but what are your thoughts?
10 out of 10. It's really good.
I'm officially done with my work day, which I have to say, in this line of work as like an influencer or whatever you want to call it, your days can vary so much, where so much of the time, let's be real, I have a lot of free time and I can make my schedule exactly how I want it. It's very loose. It's certainly not as many hours as when I was a TV reporter, but yesterday and today, I literally just parked my butt in front of the computer with obviously like a few, like Zach and I will have a conversation, like little things like that, but it's just been like a full-blown computer / a little bit of filming day. So kind of happy to be done with all of that, and I figured I would curl up and finish the book I'm reading. Guys, I am so annoyed. Everyone has been recommending the book, The Housemaid. I have been hearing it so much. I even went out and I bought it, and I never buy books, but my library did not have it, so I bought The Housemaid and then her sequel for $8, and I was like, all right, fine, let's do it. I loved it. I was in it to win it. Really well written, like engaging. I was so excited. And then all of a sudden the little twist happened, which is like halfway through the book. And how are more people not talking about the fact that this is a total ripoff of The Last Mrs. Parrish? Like, this author quite literally just stole the entire plot, like totally stole it. I don't know how no one sees this. And I looked up the publication dates thinking, oh, okay, like maybe like they were both published back to back, so the author couldn't have known The Last Mrs. Parrish's plot. No, The Last Mrs. Parrish was published in 2018 and The Housemaid was published in 2022. I am so annoyed, so I Googled it because no one's talking about this. And there actually were a couple of threads of people saying this author rips off every other author. Like, all of her plots have been done before. And I like the book. I'm going to finish it and I'm going to read the sequel because I bought it. And I guess there is no sequel to The Last Mrs. Parrish, so I guess she couldn't have ripped that off. But I'm just like, why? I don't know, that annoys me. And I know a few vlogs ago, a couple of months ago actually, I talked about the fact that I was starting to write a book and I was just doing the outlining. I kind of hit a few roadblocks, and that is something I definitely still want to do, but I'm in my flop era currently, and writing a book is just not something you do in your flop era. Life is so disorganized, and I really have not been thinking about the book at all. I'm just gonna be honest. I haven't had much motivation, and I don't know. This is such an excuse. I know for a fact this is an excuse, but in my mind, I picture myself in a new home, in my own office, writing a book, and I'm like, that's where I could do it. But that's such an excuse. I understand that. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this book, but like, I'm kind of annoyed. And by the way, I wanna take full responsibility. Part of me being in my flop era, look at this. I am so messy and disorganized right now. Like, no wonder I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. It is hard to like live out of a suitcase and be organized, but I definitely could be doing a better job, and I'm really just not. And can I just say, Zach's mom is the nicest human ever. This is actually her bedroom. She, since January, I think is when Zach came here, yeah, January, has given up her bedroom for Zach, and then obviously when I come for me. And she's just been sleeping in, like, they have a spare room with pretty sure it's a twin bed. It's when the kids come to sleep over, and that's where she has been sleeping. And that is like, that's insane. Like, she's just so nice. And yeah, I mean, if there's one thing this whole thing has taught me is just, I don't know, how kind people have been. My mom gave up her bedroom for a bit too. Like, everyone has been so accommodating to us, and we really have been so grateful. Like, we are so lucky, and we know that. Morning, guys. It is such a beautiful day. Actually, well, I mean, that's a lie. It's freezing outside, but it's so sunny, and Zach's parents' home is just, look at that. It's the most beautiful thing ever. I love the windows they have. Like, I really want that in my future home, and the sun just pours in so beautifully. Like, I've just been in such a good mood. Also, because I'm inside and not dealing with the cold. I wasn't able to go to the gym this morning because Zach needed the car to go to a doctor's appointment. So I think I'm gonna try to do a noon workout, which feels so weird. I never work out just like in the middle of the afternoon, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I've just been doing some work, and then all of a sudden, I realized my friend Jenna uploaded a new YouTube video, which I talked about on Instagram, but I have not talked about here yet. You guys know Jenna, you love Jenna, my friend from Local 12. Obviously, like, we both don't work at Local 12 anymore, so we're friends outside of Local 12, and she decided to start a YouTube channel, which I am so excited about. I will have it linked below. She's basically just, I mean, in this video, I'm only a couple of minutes in, but she's getting ready for job interviews and just life outside of news, because her life's about to get a little crazy. She is going to be moving to upstate New York, not that upstate, it's like West Point area. It's right where I went to college, actually, because I went to college in Poughkeepsie, New York, Marist College, shout out, because her boyfriend, Jack, is joining the Army band. So it's crazy. I've been loving like being able to get a little peek inside her life. Like, I just love being a stalker, and I normally don't get access to other people. Normally people get access to me. So this is a nice switch up, and she's doing such a good job already. I knew she would. That workout feels so good, and I want to encourage you guys not to feel intimidated at the gym. If you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything, I'm going to look like an idiot, you're not going to, because I just went to arm day, which for months I'd been skipping arm day because of shoulder problems, but I decided I want to try to build my shoulder back up somehow, some way, starting with nothing. Like, I said in my head, even if I do exercises with no weights, like literally, like, I just want to be there and start to get my body used to that motion, because I don't think the answer is just doing nothing. So, for example, while most people are doing these, like, I don't know, lifts with 20, even 30 pounds for each weight, like this, right? Actually, it was like an overhead type thing. I am literally taking a 10-pound dumbbell, just one, and using both of my arms for that. Like, no shame, and no one is looking at me, no one's judging me, like, no one cares about you. Like, okay, that sounds bad, but like, no one cares as much as you think. No one cares about what you're doing as much as you care about what you're doing. You know what I mean? So no shame at all. And like, I'm not in agony. I feel it, but I didn't do anything crazy, and I feel really good about it. One thing, if you see me not wearing my engagement ring lately, promise I'm not having relationship issues. I've been taking it off to go to the gym. It's been pinching my finger when I use the dumbbells, which stinks. Like taking it off scares me. I just hate not having it on because I just feel like I'm going to drop it or lose it or something like that. Obviously it's in a safe space at Zach's parents' house, but I don't think I can wear it to the gym. Also, I don't think it's necessary for me to like even get a rubber engagement ring to the gym. It's not like I'm fending off boys who are, you know, oh my gosh, she's single. No. I mean, first of all, this is like an all girls gym. Second of all, even if it wasn't, like, it's not like, I personally like don't feel the need to wear anything, but it feels bare now. Like I feel so weird. I feel so single, so on the market, if you will, but I'm not. Not that anyone cares. Okay, I just want to give a little PSA that the journals at Target right now are so good. First of all, you have this perfectly lined, great space. This one is similar, and I love how it has the gold pages like just on the edges. And then not to mention, the covers are beautiful. Like this one is my favorite, which I'm not due for a new journal yet, but when I am, you best believe I am coming to Target. Well, I'm an idiot because I forgot my credit card at home and my driver's license. So driving home right now, I'm scared. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't normally do this. And if I get pulled over, like, that's just not going to be good. So I need to really keep my eyes on the road. But by the way, the other amazing thing Target has right now, which they just have everything great. Like, I am so excited to come here when we buy a home and I can, like, you know, add some finishing touches to it. Like, even just I was looking at their jewelry boxes. My jewelry has just been in a bag for months. Like, I have never had an actual, like, jewelry box. I'm so excited. And Target has great bathing suits right now, which doesn't really do me any good. We're not moving to Florida anymore, and I'm not gonna have a pool, but the bathing suits right now, on point. Just a little PSA. I just went for a 2-mile jog, which I have not run in like 2 months, maybe over a month, definitely. But because I've been doing burn boot camp, my cardiovascular system is good. So like, I didn't know like if I was just gonna die on this run, but it was a good one. And I wasn't even gonna run today, but it's so sunny. It's just cold, so I knew I would be uncomfortable walking, but if I ran and I sweat a little, like that would make me feel a lot better. So that was good. It's just so nice to get out when we can, when the weather actually cooperates. But I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. Tomorrow I'm going down to Neil's place. We're gonna cook lunch. Maybe I'll get him to do a Q&A. I don't know how successful I'll be with that, but it should be a good vlog. So stay tuned for that one. I love you guys so much. I'll see you then. Bye.